It's 234-6565, the number to call to discuss Sunderland's performance and the result at Bristol City today. Let's welcome MACKEM CABBIE to Total Sport. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, thanks for having me on. Are you okay?
Pleasure, yes.
Hello,
we are
how
doing
are you?
very well, thank you. What would you like to talk about?
I'm not disappointed in one iota with that result today. As a matter of fact, I'm really proud of how the lads have done today. I don't think... Look, that was nowhere near a red card. I mean, fair play to the Bristol City player because he made it. He timed it perfectly to make it look like he got knocked over by a tsunami. There was no way a red. But the way the lads played, I mean, obviously taking the lead, and I'm just so pleased for Meander because if anything, that's going to do his confidence the world of good. That it was an all-round great performance by Meander to show strength, to carry the ball forward, and he had pressure in the box, and he still looked strong and slotted the ball into the back of net. But I just hope there's no Sunderland fans going on today and slagging the team off because I thought the lads thoroughly played well. I mean, look at this. I mean, Bristol City have got everything to play for. They're fighting for the playoffs, hammer tooth and nail, and we were down to 10 men, and it was just all Bristol City second half, and I just think it was a bit too much for Sunderland to do to hang on there. But if anything else, it's a good run out for the players, and they can hold their heads up high today after today's performance. And I don't often say I feel good after a defeat, but for some reason I do after today. I don't know what you think, Gary.
Yeah, I've got a good feeling as well. Okay, disappointed that we got beat, but saying that, you'd be confident if you got these in the playoffs. 11 v 11, you would fancy Sunderland. But what we've got to do, you've got to learn from the mistakes today. And what I mean by mistakes is that, okay, Luke O'Nien, yes, he tried to win the ball. He seems as though he's got the wrong side. Narky Wells, he's rolled him and he was away. It wasn't a sending off. I've just seen it again. We've seen it again. And it was just one of them things. The referee was a little bit too quick to reach for his back pocket. But the way we went about the game, the first 45 minutes, I think Meander will do him the world of good there. He's got his goal, but his retention off the ball was good. He was positive every time he picked the ball up, especially deep, and he was running at their defence. Again, his pace caused them problems.
Massively.
And you've got to look at, listen, you've got Dan Neil playing as a centre-back. People forget that we're down to 10 men. Dan Neil's playing as a centre-back. Okay, you've got Yelder who's playing at left-back. Would he be playing there if, maybe in a couple of weeks when Sirkin's back?
No,
Sirkin will be in there.
Yeah.
You look at,
Absolutely.
obviously, you spend majority of the game, obviously down with 10 men, you're defending.
How do you think Dan Neil did, both of you actually? How do you think Dan Neil did at centre half? Because that's more or less a full game there.
I thought he did well. Defensively he was excellent. You've got to say, the amount of times we threw our body on the line and made blocks and defended the goal. Credit to Bristol, they were knocking at the door. They did ask questions, but
they did ask questions.
Overall, it's going to be difficult. Again, when you're down to 10 men, they're going to have a lot of possession of the ball. It's a fact.
I mean, let's face it as well, though. You've got to give Bristol City a bit of a credit. I mean, we were going on about what a world-class goal Meander scored, but that was a corker of an equaliser from Bristol City. That could have gone anywhere, corner flag. He caught it right. There's nothing... Sometimes you've just got to clap your hands and say, well done, because there's nothing you can do against goals like that, and that was one of them. Patterson, there could have been 3 Pattersons in goal. They wasn't going to stop that one. And it was just one of those quality finishes. Yeah,
the thing is, he had a goal. He had an earlier opportunity. He did the same. He had a strike, and it was a poor strike.
Yeah.
And the second one he had was there was nothing you could do about that. You just got to applaud it.
Yeah,
great strike.
MACKEM CABBIE, we'll leave it there and move on this afternoon. Thank you very much for talking to us as always. Really appreciate it. That number again, keep saying it.